It means a lot to me. And if I look at that baggy green cap, it just brings back so many memories and tells a lot of different stories about me and my life, not just about me and my cricket and playing cricket for Australia, but just so many stories that I'll be able to tell for years to come.
To Ricky Ponting, the dilapidated state of an ageing baggy green cap is a symbol of battles fought. The more battered, the more treasured. No other adornment in Australian sport has the mystique of the baggy green. To receive it is to feel blessed.
Yeah, there it is. Very, very special moment. You can see in the background he's got his family there as well to share the moment with him.
Whether you're the torchbearer of today or from generations past, wearing the baggy green is a humbling experience.
Well, the baggy green is something very special. It's a symbol of Australian cricket. The nice tradition that's been started is that a former player presents a new player with a baggy green cap.
Wear this with respect.
Glenn McGrath presented me with my baggy cap. The history of the baggy green, I guess you understand it more as you get older and the more you play. It's just such a select group and an elite group, I guess.
Very special to be part of the Baggy Green Club and just to have that honour to play cricket for Australia. It's been massive for me.
For me, it was made even more special by the fact that a legend of the game, Richie Benaud, presented it to me in Headingley in 2001, and he said, "There are many more important things in life than a baggy green cap, but to an Australian cricketer it is the ultimate achievement. Every time you wear it with pride and enjoy yourself."
James Pattinson, David Warner and I all debuted in the same game against New Zealand, and I was fortunate enough to have Richie Benaud present me my cap. It's definitely my most prized possession.
It is the most honoured cap if you're lucky enough to be handed one, and it is going to go to my son. He's already put it on, but I whipped it off him and said, "You're too young yet." But it was enough for him, actually, what it resembles, it was enough for him to say, "Oh, Dad, how good would it be to own one of them?"
More than anything, it's a link to all the past players before. Richie Benaud, Don Bradman, all the way up to Steve Waugh and the guys I watched growing up. For me, really special, and then also what it represents, of course, representing Australia. We're going out to play and we're representing 25 million people.
On my first test tour to Pakistan, that was the first time the rule was, with the first session that Australia bowled in, we'd all be wearing baggy greens. And so the opposition team, when they looked up, they saw a collective force, and then it was 11 against 2. And I thought that was a real powerful message that continues on to this day.
The baggy green has been worn by Australian Test cricketers since the turn of the 20th century. It's specified that the cap must be made by an Australian company from Australian wool and cotton. It's constructed from 8 different sections and a peak.
There's a ship, a sheep, wheat, pickaxe and a shovel all around a Southern Cross below a rising sun.
In his book, Michael Fay captures the feelings of leaders like Ponting.
The blood, the sweat, the tears, the highs, the lows, all of your career is literally inside your cap. So it embodies everything you've done on the field. So for someone like Ricky that's played for so long, the cap's been that constant.
The baggy green wasn't always so revered. Legend has it that Bill Laurie cleaned out a pigeon's nest with his.
As Ian Chappell famously said, they're $10 pieces of cloth, essentially. It's just whose noggin was in it and what they did while they wore it. And he said, you don't play for the cap, you play for your mates and your country.
He never kept a cap, did he?
Well, it wasn't fashionable in the 70s. You think back then they were bareheaded or they wore the ridiculous white terry toweling floppy hat.
Since the 1990s, the baggy green has grown to its current stature, though many believe it should look new.
But no one envisaged someone like Stephen Waugh would wear his cap for 168 tests, and his cap would look like roadkill.
Steve Waugh, Ponting and Mark Taylor were instrumental in making the cap the symbol of pride that's now presented to both the men's and women's Test players.
I mean, I was probably someone that took it a little bit further than most. My baggy green was completely almost ruined by the time I finished my career. I actually got it out of the safe the other day and took it to do a presentation, and there's bits and pieces hanging off it everywhere, and the peak's only about this long now because I had to have the peak getting shaved down so the front of it wasn't exposed all the time. To be able to wear the baggy green cap in 168 Test matches was something I'm very, very proud of.